The magic of nostalgia and the craving of sugar are both powerful forces, and when combined, you get over 50,000 people begging for the return of snack bars covered in cream cheese. We're not complaining, we're just wondering where we go to join the list. Ice cream was never better than when it was shaped like a taco. The Choco Taco was a sweet treat that beautifully towed the line of somehow being both crispy and chewy at the same time. The creamy and crunchy medley of textures melded the taste of vanilla ice cream, chocolate, waffle cone, and nuts into a bite that was enough to satisfy any craving you happen to have. Since they always seem to know what the people are craving, Taco Bell even got in on the action and sold the chocolatey tacos at a few locations, meaning you could double fist tacos for an incredible dinner and dessert combo. Because nothing good lasts forever in this cold world we live in, Choco Tacos were discontinued in 2022.
Oh my god. No! They killed the Choco Taco!
It was a dark day for humanity, though for some, the writing had been on the wall for some time, as there were complaints that the quality of the treats had dipped since its Taco Bell glory days. In the final months of the Choco Taco's existence, Taco Bell brought them back for one last go-around, and Klondike seemed to offer some promising news on their future. But we've heard nothing else since 2022. All we're left with now are dreams of this sweet taco at its 90s chocolatey peak. Who dares go up against Little Debbie? Well, for a little while at least, SnackWell threw its hat into the ring. The David going up against the Debbie Goliath. But unlike the biblical hero, SnackWell couldn't bring down the giant, and the brand was discontinued in 2022. SnackWell's champion offering was the devilishly delicious Devil's Food Cake cookie cakes, a fan favorite during the 90s. But while Little Debbie may reign supreme, its own Devil's Food Cake offerings can only wish they had the power of SnackWell's cookie cakes. SnackWell's prided itself on offering a fat-free dessert, which 90s snackers sought out with vigor in between episodes of Seinfeld. Over on Reddit, the dessert is remembered fondly as a treat that many a user's parents or grandparents would offer them, thanks to its seemingly more healthy ingredients. While the memories may be strong with this one, many folks also love the cookies themselves. The chocolatey outer shell is one source of compliments for this cookie, and the interior consisted of marshmallow and Devil's Food Cake, a pretty simple pairing to enjoy on its own. Everyone screams for ice cream, and they scream even louder when it's in cake form. Viennetta ice cream cakes were sweet centerpieces of the 90s, rectangular confections that classed up whatever joint was graced with its presence. People bought into the swanky aura of Viennetta, even though in reality, you weren't breaking the bank by bringing them home at $5.50 a box. Looking like a slender lasagna, this fancified slab of ice cream featured multiple layers, with the best-known variety consisting of vanilla and chocolate ice cream, though a mint version was also popular. It was designed to be taken out of the box and served in elegant slices, but we're willing to bet all the money in our pockets that an entire Viennetta loaf was crushed in one sitting by people on the couch on multiple occasions. Sadly, Viennetta isn't widely sold in the States anymore, but it remains a more commonly available product in the UK and other countries who apparently like their ice cream with some class. You know a dessert is good when it can overcome having a convicted felon as its spokesperson. Jell-O pudding pops were a quintessential 90s food. Just the thought of chowing down on one of these sweet treats brings back memories of rollerblading around while playing with your Tamagotchi as you wait for your family's dial-up internet to load. No matter if you had the chocolate, vanilla, or a swirl of both, these confections on a stick were creamy, smooth, and satisfying. What's not to love about essentially biting into a frozen hunk of chocolate pudding on a hot summer day? But as great as they were, they're forever in the pop culture zeitgeist for the guy tasked with selling them to audiences everywhere. Hindsight is 2020, but at the time, Jell-O had a superstar spokesperson in Bill Cosby. Before the general public was aware of his heinous crimes, Cosby was considered the pinnacle of wholesome entertainment and a home run endorser for the brand.
I was eating a creamy Jell-O pudding pops, and this cow came over and told me how much she'd like to sit down and put her feet up and have creamy Jell-O pudding pops too.
No.
Despite being a pop culture mainstay and being downright delicious, pudding pops were discontinued by 2010, a few years before the downfall of their sweatered spokesperson. Those desperate for a frozen pudding fix can recreate a knockoff version with Jell-O pudding and popsicle-style molds, but nothing will recapture the power that pudding pops had during its peak. No, we're not talking about IncrediBites, the currently available dog food with the same name as a delicious 90s treat. We're sure those are also tasty, but we'll let our canine friends make their own video about them. The IncrediBites we're focusing on were single-serving packaged cookies targeted toward parents seeking new snack ideas for their kids. The tiny treats consisted of 2 hexagonal granola cookies with sweet filling wedged in the middle. They were less than bite-sized, but they left a big hole in our hearts when they went away. If any health-conscious snackers perked up at the prospect of a granola-based treat, don't be fooled, as these cookies were definitely a dessert. And now, they're definitely long gone.
Confound it. Why'd they have to go and upset the natural order of things?
Now you might be saying to yourself, wait a minute, McDonald's still serves apple pies. But before you begin writing us a strongly worded letter, you should know that we're talking about the deep-fried version of this fast food treat. Yes, the chain still offers a popular version of the mini pie, but these days it's baked instead of fried, and many people still long for its oil-dipped predecessor. Sure, the goopy filling of the fried version may have scalded a mouth or two in its heyday, but sometimes you gotta burn a few tongues to satisfy your sweet tooth. To get a taste of some fast-fried apples, you'll have to make your way down to Hawaii, zoom past the beautiful beaches, and make a beeline for the nearest Mickey D's. Or save the frequent flyer miles and head to the historic location in Downey, California, where the building is as vintage as its offerings. And if the West Coast is still a step too far, the cinnamon apple pie at Popeyes has been known by some to be a suitable, albeit less satisfying alternative. It's possible that you're of the opinion that granola bar brands are a dime a dozen, but in the 90s, there was one brand that reigned supreme. Though to be fair, it was less of a granola bar and more of a hunk of candy with a granola center. But don't worry, we won't tell your parents you are getting away with an extra helping of dessert.
Because sure, you want them to eat right, but why make their life harder than it already is?
Kudos were the granola bars that were welcome for anyone looking for a handheld sugar bomb and terrifying for any health-conscious folks out there. But before you came crashing down from all the sugar, the chocolatey goodness coursing through your body was a welcome respite on an otherwise mundane day. Pretty much any flavor Kudos offered was a home run, especially when they paired up with candy brands like M&M's and Snickers to pack even more sugar into a single offering. Any parents who tucked these snack bars into their kids' lunchboxes as a healthy treat were clearly deluding themselves, though they inadvertently turned their child into the coolest cat in the cafeteria. But it all came to an end when Kudos were officially discontinued by 2017, and the Mars company that created them never provided a detailed explanation about why they decided to ruin our day by taking them away from us. Philadelphia cheesecake snack bars were an edible delight that likely resulted in a few instances of parents keeping a stash of them hidden away from the kids. Sure, it might have led to a family squabble or two, but they were so good that it was worth all the fighting. Sadly, Philadelphia cheesecake snack bars were hidden away from all of us some 20 years ago, discontinued before their time to go, which was never. But we still have our memories of this sweet treat, and those memories have led to some people taking action to bring back the snack bar, as evidenced by an online petition that's garnered over 51,000 backers. It seems, though, that the Philadelphia brand knew it was a popular product they were axing. The reason for the snack bar's discontinuation was reportedly production difficulties. Unless someone out there can whip up a manufacturing breakthrough for the company, it looks like we won't see these cheesecake bars returning anytime soon. Now we come to the only entry on our list that could be accused of bribery: the Nestlé Wonder Ball and the sweet, sweet prizes it hid underneath. Originally released as the Magic Ball, this hollow chocolate sphere somehow made the fact that kids were getting chocolate the second most exciting thing about the candy treat. After opening both the small box and eating their way through the chocolate container, lucky children of the 90s were gifted small toys like figurines from popular cartoons and movies. Later on, the toys were swapped with candy pieces due to kids being so deep into munch mode that the figurines inside became choking hazards. Still, candy inside candy. Eat your heart out, Inception! In 2004, Nestlé made one of the many choices that valued money over people and sold the Wonder Ball brand to the Frankfurt Candy Company. While Frankfurt may still release the occasional Wonder Ball product, the brand is not prominently featured among the company's primary roster of sugary offerings. And even if you get your hands on one, many have insisted that it simply isn't the same. The snack that children of the 90s used to trick their parents into thinking they were eating something healthy, Planters PB Crisps were very much a dessert. Very on-brand, these crisps were in the same shape of peanuts with shells, with the shell actually being a crispy cookie exterior. Hidden inside was peanut butter cream, while other varieties contained chocolate or a PB&J blend with strawberry filling and peanut butter together. If you open your window and listen closely, you can likely hear at least one person screaming to the heavens to bring the crisps back into their lives. This dessert snack hybrid was so beloved that there's a whole website dedicated to bringing them back, and the campaign has spread across social media. They're unlikely to ever grace our lunchboxes ever again, but the fact that there's such a dedicated cult following of the dessert should tell you all you need to know about how beloved they were. The offering that would have left Chef Boyardee aghast, Little Caesars earned many fans with their toasted ravioli filled with molten chocolate. Actually, this pasta-inspired dessert wasn't made with pasta at all. Instead, the ravioli pasta was made from white chocolate, and the inside was filled with milk chocolate cream. Little Caesars was rocking with this cute dessert from around the mid-80s to the late 90s, selling them for under $1 and conveniently stapling them directly onto pizza boxes. Little Caesars must have their reasons, but with their dessert selections being pretty minimal and a strong online push to have them bring back the double dose of chocolate, it seems like an absolute win for everyone if this 90s treat was brought back from the dead.